Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, I guess I usually clean up the cards before I start the video, but I don't know. I guess whatever. I was actually considering today switching to a new deck because I only have 5,000 of them, and we haven't had like a theme in a while, like since Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, I'm not going to do that today. That might come here very soon, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to continue to use the Astro Matrix Tarot, and I'm going to shuffle while I give you a little bit of an introduction, like I always do. So, I hadn't done a reading for like a month, right? And this is going to be a long introduction, so, get yourself something to eat, something to smoke, something to drink, because it might be a long one. But, so lately, yeah, without the tarot readings, and I haven't been listening to tarot. I think those of you that watched the reading from yesterday, I kind of got away from it for a little while. I was stuck in the 3D, if you will, just getting some new knowledge and handling my own healing journey and going to school and whatnot. And so I think it was 2 days ago, I kept seeing the number 17. And I have this little app on my phone called Angel Numbers. And, I often talk about what do these numbers mean to you guys, but every once in a while I look them up just to see, So the number 17 was indicative of being on the right path, and to continue your journey, you're being supported, etc. And I had been telling my friend, Sarah, that I was feeling like I wasn't doing enough, right? Like I was being lazy. And then that's an energy that I can fall into very easily, right? I was raised to believe that lazy was bad, and I think most of us were. And I've been taking a lot of time for self-care lately, and I was starting to feel guilty about it. And then I got that number 17 and looked it up, and turns out I was on the right path. So Sarah brought up a good point of, if you spend your entire life in fight, flight, or freeze mode, and your hypervigilance starts to subside, then, and actually I think my friend Amanda confirmed this today, that it's going to take you some time to rest and recover from that. And it's probably not going to be a day or two, right? And it's okay. So that happened. And then I ended up feeling the need to do a reading yesterday, out of the blue. And then today, it was like an avalanche of energies. I don't know how best to put this, but I needed to be on my A game today for a lot of the people in my tribe. And I felt like it was. I mean, I'll be honest, I'll take the win. I wasn't perfect, and I probably could have handled things better than I did, but I did them to the best of my ability. And I made a difference, I think, and that's all we can hope to do. Anyway, I was reminded by that chain of events that I had gotten away from my spirituality, and I had gotten away from things that I enjoy. And it was time to start that level of self-care, where I go back to doing what resonates with me, what makes me happy, what makes me feel fulfilled. And, you can believe in tarot readings or not. I always often say that I could do a reading without the cards. The cards are just a tool to help me see it clearer, if you will. But anyway, I digress. We're going to get some current energies for today. And I want you guys kind of think about what your favorite decks might be. Like I have animal decks, I have mermaid decks, I have Rider-Waite, I have witches, Disney, Alice in Wonderland. Oh my God, the list goes on and on and on. But what stories are resonating with you lately? And yeah, maybe we'll change decks, and we'll even change our advice cards at the end. I like the Soul Truth cards, though, because it kind of gives you something to think about, something to take away from the readings, and some kind of like a homework, if you will. And I kind of like that, I guess. I'm in school, so homework is a thing, right? But anyway, all right, well, that's my introduction. So this last shuffle, and we'll get the current energies for today. So I hope everyone's having a good day. And, or if you're having a bad day, then I feel you. They happen, and it's okay to have bad days, and it's okay to just show up. And if that's all you can do, then you know what? I'm proud of you. So there's that. Okay, anyway, energies for today. Energies for today. We got cards all over the place. Let's see. Do you want to come out? Energies for today. And I think it's funny because I talked to a couple of my friends this morning about my readings and had them sent them my channel, and one of my friends was like, I'm gonna hold you accountable for the daily readings, and I actually kind of got a little took it a little seriously, I guess is how I want to say. So you might see a little more of me than normal in the next few weeks, but that's okay, because it is what I enjoy, and maybe that was just a reminder that I was neglecting myself. And like I said yesterday, your answers come in the strangest of places, right? So anyway, energies for today. Thank you. We got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. And if ever there was a card besides the Five of Swords that you want in reverse, it is the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is feeling left out in the cold. Okay, so when it's in the upright, you feel left out. And this could mean a bunch of things. So I feel like it's family for some reason. I know I have some childhood wounds regarding being left out of my family. And I think what this is saying is, in the reverse, you no longer feel that left out of the family. They're actually left out from your world, okay? Your world, your road has been a lot of struggle, and you have faced a lot of challenges by yourself, with very little support, and you're doing it, it looks like to me, you're doing it for your kids, you know, and you're teaching them something, with this being in the reverse, that, you know, the phrase that's coming to my mind right now, all that glitters is not gold. So if you think about that, like, think about the people, okay, I'm just going to put it out there. I have carried a lot of resentment towards my family. I come from a very wealthy family who are very, how do I want to put this? Selective with whom they share their wealth. I am not blessed enough. So my phone absolutely froze up. Very strange when I was talking about my family and how selective they are with their with their generosity, if you will. And it's funny, the video paused when I said I was not blessed enough. Well, it's actually a blessing for me, I'm finding lately, to have not been as endowed with the finances that the rest of my family has, because if I had those finances, would I be on this journey? I have to ask myself that. Probably not, because I wouldn't have any worries, right? There would be no reason to seek out mental health. There'd be no reason to seek out feeling abandoned and left out and ending up on this journey that is going to end up healing me and my children and my children's children and so forth. So sometimes when you lose, you win, right? I think I talked about that this morning too, being in a casino. The best thing that could ever happen to you in a casino is when you first walk in is that you lose. Because you don't want to go back, right? But if you win big, then you're always chasing that next win. So a lot of times, you know, when you win, you lose. And when you lose, you win. So that's what I feel like this card is. Okay, maybe third time's a charm. So not so much feeling left out, but understanding that what you thought you wanted to be a part of isn't your soul desire. It isn't your truth. It isn't what you came here to do. And you're okay with that now. You're like, you do you, I'm gonna do me, life is good. After that, we get the Queen of Cups in reverse. So now with this card, the Queen of Cups, she is the absolute nurturer, right? She's the divine mother, the divine feminine, however you want to word it, phrase it. But she nurtures, right? She's the one that you go to when you skin your knee. She's the one that's going to just give you a hug and say, it's okay, honey, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we have her in the reverse. So I feel like this is not necessarily you not nurturing yourself, but you're not nurturing this energy anymore, right? You've taken the energy away from the poor me's, and now you're left to nurture the good parts about all of this, right? The other thing I see with the Queen of Cups, she's a very divine feminine energy, so she's a very receptive energy, right? We talk about divine feminine and divine masculine. Divine masculine is the action, right? And divine feminine is the reception. So I feel like this too is, you know what? I have cried over spilled milk long enough. It is time to get up, wipe my tears, and put something into action, right? There's a time to, what is it, that phrase in the Bible? A time to weep, and a time to laugh, and a time to cry, and blah, blah, blah. And a time to dance, I guess, if you ever watched the movie Footloose. Okay, I actually went and deleted a few things off my phone because I think that's what the problem is. Anyway, back to the reading. Queen of Cups. So no longer nurturing the poor me's, I think is what that is. And taking action to make yourself feel better, you know, change the perspective, pursue your mental health, action-oriented thinking, which is amazing. You know, it's absolutely amazing. It's what we're kind of supposed to do, right? I mean, mind, body, spirit is all connected. Oops, I just dropped my lighter. Sorry. And there should be an ending to the misery at some point. And we're the only ones that can actually do that for ourselves, right? The other thing that the Queen of Cups in reverse could mean is insecurity. You know, maybe you're feeling a little anxious about this new journey. Maybe you're feeling like, I'm not worthy of this journey. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Some level of insecurity. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to feel insecure. You need only reach out to your tribe, right? Everybody has a tribe. I didn't for a long time. And it took me taking action to find that tribe. Right? I had to sign up for therapy. I had to sign up for Reiki classes. There was a million different ways I found my tribe. And it always started with a step, with an action of some sort, you know, putting myself out there, outside of my comfort zone in order to find that support system. And it changes constantly. I mean, I think I probably have a handful of people that were there from the beginning and will be there till the end. And then there's people that I come across and then I get what I need. And it's time to move on. And yeah, I can be sad about it, but I have to be able to let things go that no longer serve me. I don't know. I'm on a rant today. Who knows? It's been a weird day. Tell me about this, Queen of Cups. Tell me about this action. What is the action in this new way of thinking from yesterday and seeing things from different perspectives, not feeling left out? I love the feeling of not being left out. I love it even more when I actually am left out and I still don't feel left out. It's a level of freedom and what is the word I'm looking for? A level of liberation that I'm not needing to be included in everything all the time in order to feel loved. Because I just look at it as, you know what, it's probably something not good for me in there, and that's fine. It still gets to me every once in a while, but not as much as it used to. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. We got a lot of reversal cards today, so if you guys know me, you know that means that we're keeping our energy very close, very contained, not sharing a lot of it, which is good because that's what the Hermit told us to do yesterday. So the Three of Pentacles in the reverse is really, it's about not having teamwork, right? If you look at the card in the upright, they're a team. You know, they're working on the design project together. And when it's in the reverse, you're kind of like going it alone. The wolf, as a matter of fact, is an animal that is both a pack animal and a lone wolf. Very few animals are both, you know, and if you think about it, I don't know if you ever thought about this, like back in school, they say there's creative people and logical people, but very few people have both. So it's kind of like the idea here. Some work you have to do alone. You know, some work on this journey, on this healing journey, has to be done alone. You know, you have to, I don't know, go in a dark room and scream and cry and burn letters and break plates or whatever it is you have to do to get rid of that energy for yourself. And you may or may not want to do that in front of another person. You know, you may or may not want to share some of your trauma in those events with another person. But at the very least, you have to share them with yourself. You have to look at them yourself. You have to shine the light, like the Hermit yesterday, shine the light on that which is unknown so that you can know it. But the healing journey is both teamwork and solo work at the end of the day. It truly is. And I like that the energies are staying close to us with all the reversals, because we're not, that means, you know what that means to me? We are actually not oversharing. We're vetting the people around us. We're making sure that there is a safe place for us to share our energy before we share it, right? Kind of like the Fool yesterday in the reverse with it. Let me look to see before I leap. Okay, tell me more about this journey, this solo journey. It looks like of intense transformation in my book. At least that's what I see. You know, kind of turning things upside down, looking at things from a different perspective, keeping energies close. Tell me more about all this. Tell me more about all this. Or is that it? Sometimes that's it. I can do a reading in 3 cards. I can name that too. Name 1 note. Oh my gosh. Too funny. All right. One more. Any more to say about this? Any more to say about this reading today? Any more? Anything else to say? Let's see. Anything else to say? Spirit, source, guide, creator, universe. That might be it, guys. I don't know. Anything else to say? Anything else we need to know? A lot we need to know. I guess I didn't ask the right question. So we'll take all these, and that will definitely be enough cards. So what do we need to know was the question that I answered. We need to know that the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. You've got 2 queens in reverse. So it's a counter energy, right? It's a mirrored energy. So not receiving energy, right? She would be the queen of receiving the energies. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's less action oriented, right? Because she's divine feminine, but she has all the resources she needs in the palm of her hands. Everything you need in the palm of your hands. And she's in the reverse. So this may mean the thought that maybe you don't have what you need, the thought that maybe your resources will expire at some point, right? I think I was talking to my friend Sarah about this. Was it Sarah? Who was I talking to about this? Yeah, it was Sarah. You know, we both take a DBT group class. And both of us, I had to laugh when she told me that she did this, but both of us would come home and we'd kind of like copy the book so we could keep a clean book for future reference. And it occurred to me, if I put out to the universe that I need a clean book for later, then I'm literally inviting the fact that I still need to continue to go to these DBT classes. So I finally started writing my book and not saving as many things, because once I've learned them, I can let them go. That's what it means to get rid of things that no longer serve you. So with this card in the reverse, I feel like that's keeping the backup book, if you will. Worrying that you don't have the resources within you. Like in my case with the DBT thing, once I've learned the thing, what's the point of keeping the book? Am I going to forget it? I'm basically telling the universe that I will, right? So be careful with the energy, right? Be careful with exactly what you put out into the universe, because it listens all the time. It listens. And then we've got cards sideways, which means you get to choose, or the universe has not yet decided. So Page of Pentacles is a new job. It's a new journey. It's new resources. It could be new skills that you learn in class. You know, it's all of that stuff. And Page of Pentacles in the upright, using those resources appropriately, you know, being able to take those skills and those resources and use them when they're needed, right? Making them muscle memory, ultimately. Making sure that you can, grow and learn. But pages are also the infants of the court cards. So it's may mean taking that childlike energy that you know, think about kids. They have no fear, right? They just do. The other thing that kids do, they don't hold on to emotions. They get mad, they scream, they yell, they cry, and then they're done. It's over. It's in the past. Like, they don't hang on to stuff like that. And then also in the reverse, Page of Pentacles could mean the troublemaker, right? Problems with their resources, not knowing how to regulate emotions, not knowing what to do, not having those skills, right? And you're somewhere in between. So I think most of us in the human world make this choice every day. every minute sometimes, right? And sometimes we make it upright, sometimes we don't. And that's okay, because we do live in a world of duality. So I'm going to leave that sideways for you guys. And then we've got in sideways the Seven of Cups. So this is choices, right? These are all these choices. And Seven of Cups is kind of like, which one do I choose? Because there's one best one, right? There's always one best. And there's one that's maybe not so best. But there's something to be gained in every cup. It's just, which cup am I going to choose? The point is to choose, right? You don't want to be stuck not... you don't want to be stuck, period, right? So with the Seven of Cups upright, I mean, that's your clarity. That's when you do finally make the choice, right? But when you put it in the reverse, then you have too many choices, right? Then you overcommit. Then you have, you want to do all the things. And this way, you're only going to do the one thing that is good for you. So again, energies that you have control over, make a choice, but don't choose them all, and don't choose nothing, I think is what that card is saying. There is a path, there is a resource, there is a decision, I guess, that is needing to be made, or maybe you want to make, and you're not sure, you're kind of stuck with these decisions, right? And the answer would be, use that childlike quality. Understand that new resources are always there. You can always learn something new, and then choose something. Because you can always change your mind later, but choose something. If you don't choose anything, what is that phrase? If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And the Four of Pentacles. So we got a lot of Pentacles today. A lot of energetic resources. We got five cards that are Pentacles, and the other two are Cups. So Pentacles, again, the resources, right? And this Four of Pentacles, he's just, again, saving them, right? The opposite, it would be like this card upside down, or the Queen upside down. Not being sure that your resources will last, thinking that there is an end to the energetic supply of resources that you have, and hoarding it. It's kind of a hoarding card. And this might be the energy that you're in. You're not wanting to share, and you don't have to, right? You don't have to. There's going to be a time to share and a time not to share. And, but this is just desire to not ever have to need again. So this would be like the child that grew up in a very poor family, and then starts hoarding money. And at the end of it, so I mean, full disclosure, my mom, I said I was from a very wealthy family. My mom grew up in a very poor family, and therefore she was very stingy with her money, and was afraid that she would run out someday, right? And was saving and saving and saving for retirement, never traveled, never spent, whatever, didn't enjoy her life, basically, and was always saving for tomorrow. And in her case, she died before she retired. So really, what did all that saving do for her? She never, ever, ever traveled. She never retired. She never enjoyed the fruits of her labor, because she always thought it was going to run out. So that's this card. Be careful of that energy, guys, because that is, you don't want to be so frivolous that you do run out, right? That you do shoot yourself in the foot, if you will. But you do want to make sure that you're finding the middle path. You're saving appropriately, but you're also enjoying. And knowing that, like in my life, I started over 3 times with nothing but the clothes on my back. I've done it 3 times. I know it can be done. Is it going to hurt? Do I want to? Absolutely not. Yes, it's going to suck if that were the case. But I know I have the resources within myself to get back up on my feet. So be cautious with these energies, guys. I like that you're keeping close. I like that you're starting to see things from a different perspective and doing things alone a little bit. But do remember that you do have a tribe, and that your resources sometimes are that tribe. And they're not going to... There's no end to the supply of resources that you have. But you maybe do need to take action in order to find them. What do they say? There's a saying, you can't sit on the couch and expect Prince Charming to walk through your door. You have to actually go out to try to meet him, right? So there's that. Anyway, I'm going to leave the tarot portion there, and we're going to get a Soul Truth card. So, Soul Truth to go with this message for today. Yeah, weird message today. Oh, there we go. We will take that one because that one's on top. And the soul truth for today. What excuses am I making right now? I feel like that rings true with all of this, right? I want to make a copy of the book because I don't want to mess it up in case I need it or in case I want to give it or use it with someone else. That's an excuse to hanging on to things that no longer serve me. No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. What do they say? There's never the right time to have kids. Nobody ever plans that perfectly, I guess. And I'm sure some people do. And I don't mean to offend anyone who has had trouble in that area. But yeah, I mean, if you wait for the perfect time to do something, you're never going to do it. You just do it and make adjustments, right? Today's soul action. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart and you will be led. Yeah. So there's a phenomenon. It's spiritual and psychological, and I don't remember the name for either side of it, but I'll explain it. Maybe it'll make sense. I think it's called imposter syndrome in the spiritual world, but basically thinking that you're never educated enough to do what it is you want to do. And those of you that watched yesterday talk about the highly sensitive person, they don't take that forward step until they're sure they can do it perfectly. And from a complex trauma perspective, you know, you're afraid to rock the boat in the family system. So until you can do something perfect that maybe your narcissistic parents want to brag about, you don't do anything. You try to be unseen, right? You try to hide. You try to shrink your energy. And what Spirit is saying is, you know, that's in the past. You can do anything you want. The resources are within you. Even if you don't do it perfect, you make adjustments and you do it again. But if you never do it, how will you ever know? And this one's jumping out at me for some reason. From whom can I release my judgment right now? Judgment closes our heart to truth and separates us from love. It binds us to our fear and holds us in shame. On whom are you placing judgment right now? Is it someone in your life? Is it yourself? Release the shackles and drop the expectations and be grateful for what is. Your soul action with that is look at the person you're judging as if you are looking at a small child. See them learning and growing, falling down and making mistakes. See their desire to be loved and accepted, and even more grace to open your heart to this truth. Oh, add even more grace to open your heart to this truth. When I lift the judgment from myself and others, I uncover my own truth. I am loved, I am whole, I am limitless, and so are they. And I will end it right there, guys. And so it is, right? Yeah, beautiful messages today. We'll talk in a few minutes. I gotta check this out. I resonate a lot with this reading today, guys. I hope you do too. And I hope it helped. But we'll talk in a minute. Much love and light. Hey guys, how's it going? Crazy reading today. Yeah, very crazy. I rewatched the videos. I didn't really see much in the context of the whole reading that needed much more clarification. But I did notice the freaking video stopped like, what, 4 times? And I think I explained them in the video when they stopped, what they kind of meant. You know, the first one I think stopped when I was talking about, oh my God, what was I talking about? I don't even remember. And then one was talking about, excuse me. It stopped when I said I was not blessed enough to have been endowed. And it stopped me because, you know, the words that we put out into the universe, significant, right? I was not blessed enough. I mean, that in and of itself, how selfish is that? How awful is that? I am abundantly blessed. And that's literally showing the opposite of gratitude. And I think Spirit stopped me to say, you know, pay attention to what you're saying right now because I'm listening. The other time it stopped was when I was talking about the movie Footloose, oddly enough. And if you watch the channel a lot, you know, there's always a movie reference for everything, right? And if you think about Footloose, you know, that movie, they danced, or they what did they call it? Oh my gosh, spit it out. They made dancing a crime. What do you call it? Yeah, they made it a crime. Anyway, and then, you know, Kevin Bacon's character, if you watch the old one, came back to eradicate that law, right? To take that law off the books, because there is nothing wrong with dancing. And the reason they had put it into place was because the preacher's son died as a result of music and dancing and whatnot. And in an effort to keep his flock safe, he prevented them from doing something that could be good for them, right? And so he went too far one way in the protection mode and not far enough. You know, he didn't find that middle path. And I think by the end they found the middle path. And I think it's a really good testament to the fact that there's good and bad to everything. There was a reason for the law. There was a time for the law, but the time is over. You know, but the lesson was learned. It's okay to enjoy again, and not hold dancing accountable for something that it really was no fault of. So yeah, the video stopped there. I didn't actually continue talking about that in the reading, and I think I even got off the whole dancing portion. And really, if you think about dancing, that's what life is. You know, think about what a dance is. You don't dance to get to the next step, right? You're enjoying the dance, the journey, if you will. You don't start dancing so that you can reach the end of the dance. You don't reach that final step, and you don't have that in sight. If you have that in sight, then you can't, you know, you're probably not going to dance very well. But when they say enjoy the journey or life is a dance, that's kind of what they mean. You know, you just do it for the fun of it. There's no fast and hard reason. There's no end game, if you will. The end game is the dance. It is the enjoyment. So keep that in mind, guys. You know, I mean, this journey, this healing journey, it sucks sometimes. And but I also, and I hope you guys do too, can feel a sense of accomplishment and pride when I notice the little wins that I have. When I know that I am inspiring and teaching my children and my grandchildren how to heal themselves, right? So, yeah. All right, I'm going to get off the footloose kick. We had the names today, Sarah and Amanda, again. Two very good friends of mine. The names might mean something to you. They might not. Maybe you'll hear them in the next few days. If you do, you know, if the name Sarah, the name Amanda rings over and over in your head, then there's something to that. Pay attention. The other thing we had was, oh my gosh, I can't even read my own freaking writing. Okay, we had the number 17, which, like I said, I think I explained it in the video what it was. It's you're on the right path, right? You're on the right path. And actually, the number 17 card in tarot, I believe, is the star. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 17, which is wishes come true. We also had the number 5. So we had 5 cards, with the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of, what the frig else do we have? 5 of Cups, yeah. Neither one upright. But 5s are all about change. And change can be uncomfortable. I was going to say change can be hard, but then, you know, if I put it out there, then that's what's going to happen. It can be uncomfortable, but it's very fulfilling, right? And no change comes about without discomfort. Like I was saying in the reading, if I had been endowed with the money, the finances that my family had, and whatnot, then I would have been too comfortable, and no change would have come as a result. And I wanted soul growth. I wanted change. So, you know, Spirit, Source, God, Creator, Universe decided, well, if that's what you want, this is what it takes. And be grateful for that, right? So 5s can be scary, but fear and excitement actually will produce the same physiological symptoms. So you can convince yourself when you're afraid that you're actually really excited if you just change your words. So side note, little PSA there for those of you that need it. And the last thing was, I was talking about the Queen of Cups in reverse, and I said this cup instead of this card. I sat for a few minutes trying to decipher what that might mean. I don't think it was for me. That might mean something to you guys. I don't know, but something about a cup versus a card. You know, if I'm spitballing here, then I'm thinking a card like a greeting card, a cup of love, you know, offer your cup of love to someone else, by way of maybe a card, Hallmark cards. I don't know. I mean, spitball it, brainstorm it, see what it means to you. But that was about all I saw in that reading. It was very strange. And if I'm being honest, I felt like it wasn't one of my better readings, but I know there's no good or bad. Somebody somewhere needed to hear something in it, and I'm sure I did as well. I said in the beginning I carried a lot of resentment, and I'm not sure that I've admitted that to myself, that I've carried as much as I have. So I definitely got something out of it today, and I hope you did too. But we'll talk again soon, guys. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Much love and light. Take care.